Hi friend, welcome back to HoneyB's book review. My name is HoneyB and this is the space where we talk about books, life lessons and realities we don't always say out loud. Today's episode is emotional, reflective and very close to home because we are talking about Adanna by Adesuwa O'man Nwokedi, a story that feels less like fiction and more like the lives of many women around us. Adanna's journey begins like many girl stories with dreams, hope and expectations about what life should be. But as her life unfolds, we begin to see the weight of cultural expectations, family pressure and silent sacrifices she is expected to make as a woman. There were moments in the book where Adanna had to endure situations quietly just to maintain peace. And those parts were honestly difficult to read because they felt so real. In short, I was crying profusely. One scene that stayed with me was when Adanna was expected to tolerate things that were clearly hurting her, simply because society teaches women to endure. In many Nigerian homes, girls grow up hearing that patience and silence are virtues, but nobody talks about the emotional cost. Nobody talks about the damages that comes after it. Adanna's story shows what happens when a woman keeps suppressing her feelings just to meet expectations. As the story progresses, we see Adanna slowly losing part of herself, her voice, her confidence, even her sense of identity. Like she was totally losing it. There were moments where she wanted something different for herself, but fear, pressure, and responsibility kept pulling her back. And I kept asking myself, how many people are living like this right now in the country? Smiling outside but feeling trapped inside. There are a lot of people, a lot of women. Another powerful aspect of the book is how it shows that not all pain is visible. From the outside, Adanna's life could look stable, even normal, because she married a very rich man. But behind closed doors, she was fighting battles no one could see. Imagine a man and his son having affairs with her. It's just they were forcefully having affairs with her. And that's something we see in real life too. People carry heavy emotional bodies quietly because they feel they have no choice. They feel like even if they talk, if they voice out, people won't listen to them. They won't hear their voice. What makes Adanna's story powerful is not just the pain, but the realization that comes later. The moment when she begins to understand that her life cannot be built entirely on other people's expectations. That part felt like a gentle reminder that choosing yourself is not selfish. It's necessary for survival. At times, you need to do what you think is best for you. Fight for yourself. It's necessary for survival. Reading this book made me reflect deeply on how society defines womanhood and how many women are still trying to fit into roles that doesn't allow them to be fully human. It also reminded me that healing begins the moment you acknowledge your truth. If there is one thing Adanna teaches, it's this: you don't have to disappear to be accepted. You don't have to suffer to prove strength. And you don't have to silence yourself to keep peace. Adanna is more than a story. It's a conversation starter about identity, pressure, healing and courage. If you have read this book, I would love to know what part touched you the most. And if you haven't read it yet, this is definitely one that will stay with you long after the last page. Thank you for listening to HoneyB's book review. Until next time, keep growing, keep choosing yourself, and keep turning the pages of your story. Bye!